Hi everybody, this is a follow-up video to, this is only a follow-up, so this is a follow-up to last night's video. Uh, as I said from the video last night, so basically what happened, so I want to give a follow-up to the video that happened last night with the trolley police stuff. Last night was probably was one of the worst sleep games I've ever, playoff game. This might have by far been like the worst game I've ever had as a fan, and it was bad enough where I turned off the game. So I wanted to do a bit of a follow-up to apologize to. I know Andrew, if you're watching this video, we are sorry for what for dragging you into this whole mess. So I'm gonna say this. I'm sorry, sorry that thing, and I want to say sorry to you guys too. And most of you that don't know, I've never gotten. I know when the Leafs lose stuff, we've never gotten pushed. Like last night's game, I want to say this. I've never gotten pushed to an absolute. Like last night was absolutely at my absolute was an absolute breaking point. Break, break. It was penalties, the mistakes, letting in too many goals. Six, they led 6 goals, one. And a lot of it goal by Nick Robertson. And Nick Robertson was the reason it wasn't literally 6-0 after just 3 periods. And I'm proud of that, but I just feel like at this stage, now it's been 9 years. I think I'm done with this. I think at this point I'm done with this team. I can't keep doing this stuff year over year over year, and only end up with the same results. And we're always just ending up with the same results every year. First round exit, a lot of first round exits. This was by far, I think, the most worst team I've ever seen out of this Leafs team. And I want to acknowledge that because this team overall this year has not been good offensively, and I think we guys seen it, and we saw for pretty much the entire season, entire 82 game regular season from October to the end of April, the middle of April. This team hasn't been good offensively. They haven't been good, and this team is just the way that this team's been playing since the middle of last season, or not middle of last season, since March of 2023. So it rolling back and even to the end of the 22-23 season, and they've been playing a lot of brutal hockey and not even at a decent pace. They were almost around 500. They were not at a good pace really since that happened in March 2023. But they've really started to tail off, and it shows in the last 2 years too. Is honestly, like I do think that there are going to be massive changes coming this summer. I really started talking about this that I have to think that this is a complete disaster. Not even just like last night, but I have to think that this 9 years here is a complete disaster. And I feel like something actually has to change here. And I don't think, and now I don't even think you should bring back. I'm gonna defend people here and say this a lot of this stuff. I have a feeling that this playoff format it just hasn't worked. This playoff, the divisional playoffs, just hasn't worked with a lot of these teams. Toronto, every year losing in the first or second rounds. Minnesota, the Minnesota Wild, another team. I'm representing, bounced down in the first round in that same time period as well. The LA Kings was recently finished their rebuild at one point and played Edmonton a lot. Four times back in like four calendar years, 2022, 23, 24, 25, knocked out in the first round. So you can't just change your. I have a feeling we're not going to change our way out of this, and I feel like Batman should do the right thing and resign from as commissioner. It's gotten to the point where not even that Shanahan. I don't think Brendan Shanahan. And I'm gonna blame. I think a lot of people would blame Brendan. Are probably blaming, and I'm kind of blaming him too. It's been 9 straight years of this. Since 2016. Like, and I want to also say this, guys. Like, I've we've never gotten pushed into a stream like that. But so probably no stream today on court. I don't know if I'm gonna do a stream today or not, but like I'm doing this video instead to tell people that like this this has been a very tough year. Or tough regular season. We had to go through it. Even though we won the division at 108 points, this is by far brutal, like the most brutal hockey that we've seen in like a long time. Like I'm 6-1. The last time they scored 6 or more goals, and not 6 or the last time they were in 6 or more goals in a playoff game was April 18th, 2023. So this happened in very recent memory too, where again that was Game 1 against Tampa. Eventually, and the Leafs would go on to win the series. I don't see it happening. Like it's done. Like I feel like I'm officially ready to just move on with this whole hockey stuff and just move on with my life. Like I'm not even doing a stream today, guys. Like we're not even streaming today. I guys noticed that I didn't do a stream this morning. That is why. I'm still grappling with it. Like, I feel like my days of watching the Toronto Maple Leafs are probably over. But it's time to move on. I feel like it's now gotten to the stage where it's probably time to move on. And I think there should be time for maybe it's just time for change. Maybe Toronto and something actually has to change here. This hasn't worked, and I feel like change. Like there's really no reason for the Toronto Maple Leafs team to not be a division team, other than something that's been snake bait biting them in the playoffs. So that's a follow up. This is actually kind of more like just a follow up video. Let's tell people like I've given up on the idea of this Leaf team ever winning a championship with this group, with this core four. I think you can't run it back. Like you can't run it back. And whenever something doesn't work, you have to move on. And whenever something just isn't working, like now with the hockey stuff, and I've been watching stuff for the last couple of years, maybe it's time to move on. And maybe I think Andrew, we might be starting to agree with Andrew on this, that maybe it is time to move on and to focus on other things in my life rather than just hockey. And I get it, you know. But last year was really hard on me, guys. But last year was really hard on me. I was getting off of what was very well my best school year of my life. And then the 22-23 year, and then going from that to being almost like essentially not what a essentially part of the year right now having to be in the work program. That, that's just brutal, man. Last night's game was absolutely like, they're not at your pace. So all I have to say to give people an update, like, I do think that and now I have to say this, like, they're gonna be changes, like, well, like, this is actually a lot more depressing or even sad, more depressing than the group that went out in 2015. So in 2015, we had a very big group that did not have success in the regular season and in the playoffs. And it went out and it was a very happy time. Everybody was wishing that, and they said, and this season was gone. Like, I do think the days of the Toronto Maple Leafs of being a playoff team, or maybe not a days of being a playoff team, but maybe a days of maybe Toronto being a really serious contender, is probably over. Like, we are past it, is over. Like, I do think that they're gonna, maybe we're even a playoff team, maybe. Like, I do think I do think next year, I do think I'm starting to think the Leafs haven't had, the Toronto Maple Leafs have not had a legit bad year since the 2015-2016 season. And I'm telling you guys before, but this is getting eerily familiar for a lot of us. Distantly. I am 22 years old now. I'm telling you guys before, but this is getting eerily familiar to me. But this all doesn't seem familiar to me, but this recent run of games that we saw feels a lot like when the group went out in 2015. So this group has really done a lot of harm to itself, and a lot of people are coming back. And some people are probably not going to be. Most people are probably not going to be back, and there are going to be a lot of changes. I don't know if it's going to be behind the bench. I don't know if it's going to be within the offices of the Toronto Maple Leafs. I don't know if it's going to be. I don't know if we don't know if it's going to be in the offices or in the or on the ice and stuff. So there's no reason for the Toronto Maple Leafs to not be not every year other than something that's bothering me. That's my take, and I hope everybody will enjoy this, and I will keep you updated, and I will do more talking to you. So this is the video I really did not want to make. So, Rel signing off.